Welcome to the Health on Track podcast. Let's talk well-being.
Welcome to the Health on Track podcast, offering you a shot of wellness. I'm Yasmin, and I'm the Member Engagement and Communications Manager at GIG Gulf. Sleep, that break that you get from the world to rest and you recharge yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. The research on the importance of sleep is endless. And even without the research, just think about how you feel after a good night's sleep, and you'll know on your own what its benefits are. We're here today with Marshall Nesselbusch, an expert on Chinese energetics and bodywork healing at Illuminations Wellbeing Centre with 5 years of experience. Thank you, Marshall, for being here today.
Thank you very much, Yasmin, for the invitation. Happy to share with you today.
Thank you. So why don't you start by telling us what exactly is Chinese energetics?
Okay, let's start to discuss about Chinese energetics. It's a discipline connected to Chinese medicine. So we work on the 12 highway of energy and acupuncture point according to Chinese medicine. This 12 highway of energy need a battery to be recharged. And this drives us to the topic today that sleep is the most important part in the process of recharging this battery. On this 12 highway of energy are plugged the organ, the brain, the autonomous nervous system, and also everything which drives the emotion and the mental part. So somehow this is a motherboard of our human beings. So this is very important that this motherboard have enough supply to display this energy all around the body. And what we do in Chinese energetics, we open all these gates of energy on this line to make sure that we can eliminate the overtension we accumulate through our days, physically, emotionally, and mentally. And for the Chinese, what was important and what is important in this system is to be in tune and aligned with the big rhythm of the nature, with the big law of the nature. And this is, for them, was important and is still important to live our life according to the rhythm of the nature. So the importance of following the days and nights in our sleep will be important. The importance to follow the rhythm of the season will be important because this will help to regulate our own system. And in the nature, when we observe the plant, when we observe the animal, they don't have any clock. But they know when they will start their day. They know when they will stop their day. And our ancestor, even if we look at 2 or 3 generations before us, they organize their lifestyle according with the sunrise and with the sunset. And so that's the importance in Chinese medicine to be in the rhythm of the nature to have a good health.
Okay. Well, obviously, we all know what sleep is, but what is the sleep cycle?
So more scientifically, the sleep cycle, we have 4 stages. 3 stages with a non-rapid eye movement and 1 stage with a rapid eye movement. The first stage is a stage where we are between asleep and awake. We are balancing between both, and usually it can last from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. Then we enter in a second phase, and this second phase is the moment where the heartbeat decreases. This is a moment where the temperature decreases, and this is a moment where the brain is slowing down. Then we have the third phase where the blood pressure is decreasing and where the brain is completely off. And this is a moment where the body can recharge and restore physically. So the energy will go deep inside the organ and make the physical cleaning, recharging the blood, so that we wake up the next day physically fit. And then we have a 4th stage, which is called rapid eye movement. So in this stage, the brain will start to refunction. We will have rapid eye movement during the sleep, and this is a moment that dreams will appear. And the dreams are connected to the subconscious mind, to the emotion. So somehow these dreams, they are a way to discover what drives us in the backside, because our subconscious mind is our main driver. 90% of what we do has been conditioned by our education, our past experience, our beliefs. And so during the dream, we are dealing with this subconscious mind, and also to release the emotions that we could have stored in the past days, months, or years.
Years, even up to years? I thought it's just mostly about the day. So you're sort of doing warehousing, kind of, or like a, filing of how the day went.
Yeah, and this is an interesting question because emotions can be stored in the body, in the heart, or in the mind, sometimes for many years. And we can see this in the practice. We have people coming after big traumas or difficult events in their life, after few years of psychotherapy, hypnotherapy, whatever, but they are still triggered by the emotion of the past in their daily life, and sometimes during their night too, with nightmares of situations that might come up. And interestingly, the Chinese in our practice, they understood that these past emotions, when they are lived in a very high level, they can be physically stored in the body. And they could drive a map on this acupuncture point where these emotions are stored. And then we use technique to directly unroot the emotions stored in the body to release the body, the heart, and the mind of people so they can be free of these past events of their life.
When you say that emotions can be stored in specific areas of the body,
Yeah.
is it does it depend on one person to the other, or are there specific areas that generally this is where your emotions get stored? So I think maybe a lot of people can present with neck pain or stomach pain, and then this is people storing their emotions.
Yes, exactly. And we all live this nice moment of stressful situation in our job or at the university, or we have a job interview, and we can feel that it will directly affect our digestive system. And for the Chinese, they understood that the stomach will store the stress, the anxiety, that the liver will store frustration and anger, that the kidney will store the fears. So this is something that a few thousand years ago they already understood, and for the digestion we all experience it sometime on a daily basis, and this is what leads sometimes to chronic health issue in terms of digestion, because the intensity of our modern lifestyle is so intense that sometimes we do not recall that we are under stress. We are just in automatic pilot, but we are under stress, and the body remembers everything. Sometimes our mind is not conscious about situations that we live around, but the body remembers everything, and the body is aware of everything, and the body remembers everything. And this is the interesting part in Chinese energetics, is we start the consultation by asking the body where is the pain, the physical pain, the emotional pain, or the mental overload has been stored. Because, as you mentioned, the stress will start from our busy mind, but will end in our digestive system. So we start to ask the body where the energy has been stored and release this energy to liberate it from the body, so then people can feel better in their body.
Okay, back to the topic of sleep then. How have you seen it affect us physically or mentally or emotionally if someone is not getting proper sleep?
The sleep in Chinese energetic is the starting point of recharging the batteries. And when an electronic device doesn't have battery recharge, it cannot work well. And for us, it's the same. When our battery are not recharged, then the different functions, the different organs are not supplied with enough energy. So then it can affect the different function of our physical body. Emotionally, when we wake up from a difficult night, we can feel that sometimes we are
Very bad mood, very cranky.
Exactly, overreaction to for little stuff around us,
Yeah.
and mentally we can feel foggy. We can feel that it's difficult to make decisions. It's difficult to evaluate the situation. So somehow also, then sometimes we take bad decisions. We have a bad behavior that we don't want to have with someone. Then we don't feel good with ourselves. And then we enter in a cycle that, okay, I didn't behave well. I feel guilty about it. I didn't take the good decision. What should I do? And all these things will drain our energy because somehow the mental work is exactly the same as physical work. And sometimes it's even more intense because physically, when we run a marathon, at the end, we feel that we are tired. But sometimes after a long day at work, we do not feel this tiredness because we have been somehow also emotionally triggered and somehow the nervous system is very active and so we don't recall this tiredness.
Okay, so what are some good sleeping habits and bad sleeping habits?
In general, what is important is not to disconnect the sleep for the other part of our life. Sleep is a part of our whole life, and sleep can be affected to different area of our life. If we are happy in our life, if we wake up with a family that we love in the morning, that we go to a job that we like, that we have relations that nourish us, that we have a balanced diet. All of these different elements will also affect our sleep. So it's important also to think about our whole lifestyle. Then if we take just the sleep, what we see nowadays and can affect the sleep is we can see that evening time we are watching our mobile phone, looking at the good news and get a high dose of anxiety, looking at the social media and again watching different kind of news that will emotionally trigger us. We watch our mobile phone and checking the last emails. So we give some food to our mind for the night. We are looking to our agenda tomorrow. So again, we are just like providing our emotional and mental part with some food. So this will process during the night, and this can definitely affect the quality of our sleep, because our sleep then will not be completely rest. There will be an inner activity that need to process this information that we got just before to go to sleep. So the good habit will be to try to disconnect from our daily activity as early as possible, around 6 or 7, disconnect for our daily task and start to have a moment for ourselves and do something that we enjoy. Because life, we need to enjoy it. And so we should dedicate time and activity for our own pleasure, to make things that we like. And because when we have activities that please us, all our body can feel it. And we can feel all our cells that, wow, I like this moment when I read. I like this moment when I dance. I like this moment when I sleep. I like this moment where I'm with my friends. So whatever I do, I need to have a moment for myself to appreciate this moment of life. And this way, when I will go to bed, I will feel that I had a happy moment today. And then my body will say, okay, now I can switch off and let's go to tomorrow, because tomorrow I will again have this nice moment in my life. So having a happy moment is very important. And nevertheless, the activity And the modern lifestyle makes that sometimes we are working extensive hours until sometime late night. And that's why it's important also to integrate in our daily practice some activity like yoga or meditation or tai chi or coherence cardiac technique, which helps to activate the parasympathetic system, which is somehow the brake inside our body. So it's good sometimes to activate it, because during the day, mainly we are pushing the accelerator, and sometimes even when we start to feel tired, we drink a coffee, energy drink. So we need to have a balance. It's like the day and the night. There is a moment where the nature is full of energy, and there is a moment where the nature is restoring itself. Or even when we work with athletes, they are moments when they are highly performing, very intense. But also they know that if they want to sustain this performance for a long period of time, they also need to have a moment of rest. So during their practice, there is high moment of performance, but also moment of rest. And this sometime in the business life, this is what we don't have. Yeah. Mostly, we try to perform and perform and perform and perform. And this is very exhausting for the body, because imagine a person who makes a marathon every day. He will not sustain himself. His body will collapse after a certain period of time. And unfortunately, this is what we experience in the corporate world. More and more burnout is coming. And here in Dubai, is like I read a statistic showing that this is one of the top cities in the world to get a burnout, because the intensity of the life is very high. So we need to have this activity to help us to slow down. So or we have our own daily activity, or we have centers where someone will come and take care of us to maintain this balance, to slow down the system inside.
Okay. Is this also the reason why some people have bad quality of sleep? So they do go to sleep, they're just very restless, and they keep waking up every couple of hours, or, like you wake up and then you can't fall asleep, and then you wake up and you go. Is this the reason? Like that people are very charged?
Exactly. They have been overperforming during all the day, and sometimes during several days, several weeks, several months, several years. So the body has accumulated this overtension, and also when we try train the body to highly perform, to think day and night, to try to find solution to our problem, to perform better, how to make more business, and this, the body remember, enter in a loop. He thinks that this is a normal rhythm. So this is why we go to bed and we feel this buzz inside. The thoughts cannot stop. And sometimes it stops for a little, and after 2 hours, a new idea is coming, then the topic of the meeting of the next week is coming, a new product idea, a new partnership to make is coming in the middle of the night, because we have trained our body and our mind to be used to this lifestyle.
So how can we train our body and mind, like to change this way of functioning? Because you say that, and I experienced this myself. There's always this moment when I'm falling asleep, like just moments, I'm not actually sleeping, but when you're falling asleep, and I start remembering things like, oh, I should have done this. I need to do this tomorrow. And my mind just, it automatically, I'm trying to sleep, but it's not stopping.
Yeah. So this comes because this is a moment where we relax, and we didn't have time to process all this information during the day. So the good tip is to have a little notebook next to your bed, and to write all this information, just to empty your mind about it and say, okay, I do not need to process it now. Now it's on the paper. I can go on my pillow, and I can enjoy a good night until tomorrow. This to-do list and this task, I have them. I will remember about it.
I actually don't have, I would be asleep by then. Like by the time I remember that, okay, I need to add something to the grocery list, or oh, something is finished and I need to buy it tomorrow or whatever. And then that's it. Like I don't actually have the time to, wake up, get a notepad and a pen and write it down.
Yeah, and that's why it's important, because it will come anyway. So the idea is to have it next to you, and again, to have this conscious action to empty your mind. So also what can be done, it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour before to go to sleep, is to have this moment where you don't do anything. You just sit in your sofa or on your bed and close your eyes and start this introspection. Just feeling your breath inside, slowly quiet your body and your mind, and this input, they will come at this moment, so then you can write them down, you empty it, and then when you feel that, okay, I have released everything that I have released, now I can go to bed. And this is part of the good practice. Again, take some moment preparing the sleep, having a moment of somehow emptiness with ourselves, and we can do it in different ways. It doesn't have to be complicated. Some people, they pray, some people, they make meditation, some people, they just sit gently with their hands on their heart, or just cooling down, being with ourselves. And this is something that we forget a lot, is being in peace, being in quiet with ourselves, listening to the little voice inside.
A lot of people read before bed, like read in bed. Would you say this is a good or bad habit? Because from what I understand is that you want to empty the mind, but somehow if you're reading, then you're, very involved in the story. You want to know what's happening next. So is it a good or bad habit?
What is important is that it makes you happy. So, and it's not in and that you are not in learning process. If you just learn to have fun and to have a good story, it's good, but it should be emotionally positive. Because it's like when we watch a movie. If we watch a strongly emotional movie before to go to sleep,
Not good.
exactly, the same for reading. So that's why I focused before on choosing activity that make us feel happy, that help us to enjoy happy moment, to have good good feelings, good emotions, because this will prepare us for a good night and especially for a good life.
So read, but read something light.
Exactly. Good story, happy story, something that make us feel happy.
Okay. The expression sleep like a baby, why is it that there are differences between adult sleep and children's sleep?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. And the children, they have a capacity to enter in a deep sleep much quicker than the adults.
Oh,
And
lucky them.
lucky them, exactly. And we can understand it when we observe kids in their daily life. They are not attached too much to their emotion like adults can be. A kid can be sad, and the next minute he see a ball and some friends, and all this sadness suddenly disappear, and he go to play, and he's very, very happy about what's going on. But for us, if someone make us sad, if someone make us frustrated, sometimes few hours later, we will still think
Hours, days.
days or weeks or months or years. Sometimes some people, they say, 40 years ago my sister told me this and still I remember it. So this is the main difference, is how do we process and how we are attached to emotions. And emotion is very central because emotions, they will affect, as we discussed, the physical body, but also the quality of our mind, the quality of our thoughts. So emotion is very, very important, and that's why there are more and more the workshops and training courses about emotion management, and especially in the corporate world, because it helps people to, first of all, accept that we can have an emotion. Recognize what emotion that I am living. What is this? How does it affect me inside? Where it affects me inside? What is triggering me inside? What this emotion wants me to do? How this emotion wants me to behave? And then learning the lesson of why did I live this emotion, have the lesson, because there is a lesson behind each emotion about someone else that affected us, but also sometimes about just ourselves. Why did I have been affected for this word? Why I've been affected for this behavior? I don't have to sometimes. This is someone else's behavior. This is someone else's word. So sometimes we can discover a part of ourselves by listening our emotion, and sometimes we can say, yeah, I don't have to take it as painful as it looks like, because this is not mine. This is the anger of the other person. So my boss can be angry, but I don't have to be angry because he is angry. So I can still live my happy life inside because I know that I'm doing my best at work. I do it my best in my daily life. So I don't have to take this inside myself and to bring it back home. So emotions will be very important in the sleep, and that's why the babies and they can really go in a deeper sleep. And very important also for them, they are in a growing process. So sleep is extremely important to recharge this growing process so that the bones can be structured, can grow, so that the development of the brain will be extremely important, and the conscious mind will be important because they are discovering a new world.
Yeah.
So they need this moment of deep rest. And that's why before to go to bed, we should remember ourselves when we were as a baby, or feel like a baby. How if I was a baby, what I would do? I would close all my books, all my computer, everything, and throw them away, and going to enjoy.
Bedtime. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah, very cool. Let's go to enjoy my night.
Yeah. Okay. We spoke earlier about the sleep cycle, and you said that dreaming is one of the phases of sleep. First, let me ask you, the sleep cycle, how long does that last? So is it like throughout a night's sleep, so the 7-8 hours that a person is sleeping, that's one sleep cycle?
We have different sleep, as we mentioned, we have different stages in this sleep cycle, and usually one sleep cycle with this different stage is about 90 minutes.
Okay.
So when we observe it, we found this 90-minute process of sleeping. So some people, they recommend to try to have nights according to this 90 minutes so it can be 90 minutes, 180 minutes, 270 minutes, 300. So multiple 90 minutes by the number of cycle you want, and this will help you to have entire cycle. And it's the same when we train our body to have entire cycle, he will remember, so he will enter easier in a deep sleep and enter deeper in this phase of recharging the physical part, cleaning the organs, and also cleaning the emotional part.
So what is the recommended number of cycles? Like obviously one cycle is not enough.
Yeah, there is no recommended because everyone is different. Some people, they work, some people, they will sleep 6 hours and feel completely recharged. Some people, they need 8 hours. So there is no one recipe for everyone because we all have a different constitution. We all have a different lifestyle. We all have different rhythm. So we should feel with ourselves. And this is, for me, maybe one of the most important recommendations in life, is to slowly ask ourselves, what is good for me? Because nowadays we read a lot magazine or social media, and we try to find what is a good recipe for sleep, what is the best diet, what is the best habit of what sport I should make, what kind of meditation I could do. But this is putting people in box, standard. But we are all different. So some activity will fit more to certain type of people. Some other activity will fit more to other type of people. So we cannot say just eat meat, just eat vegetables, just eat fruit, or do meditation, do yoga, do this, do that. We should feel, we should try, discover, and feel what is the best for us. So when we enter in this practice, we feel good about it. And we don't sit on meditation and saying, oh, it's very boring, I don't like it. Yeah, maybe some people, they will not like it, and they prefer a relaxing practice with movement. Both of them are good, so there is no one
size fits all.
Exactly, there is no one size fits all, and this is how we can, and this is what is very important. Get in touch with what we feel. What do I feel like to do? What do I feel like to eat? How long do I feel like to sleep? This is up to me, and no one else can know, because only us live inside our own body, in our heart and in our mind. So this is very important to enter in this connection, inner connection with ourselves. And again, our body will never lie to us.
Yeah. I like the way you say that it's no one will live inside your body. You know what works for you.
Exactly. So for me, when people come to consultation and ask me what do I think about them, I return the question to them. But what do you feel with yourself? What do you feel could be better inside yourself? Because me, I can feel your pulse, I can feel the energy in your meridian, I can feel where are the stagnation, and I can help them to release, so you don't feel with this physical, emotional or mental tension in your body. But only you will feel how it's beneficial for you. Only you can feel in what kind of environment you like to live. Only you can feel that if this is a good decision to keep your job or to change. Only you can feel how should be the relation with your family, with your friend. Only you can have this answer. So this is very important, to trust in ourselves, to believe in ourselves, because somehow anyone else can be a support, can help us to clarify the situation we are, because sometimes it's not clear. But the final feeling and the final decision should be in our side. Because again, only us, we will live with our body for all life long.
Yeah, true. Okay, we spoke about dreaming. Can you explain to us what is dreaming exactly? I mean, is it just processing the day, or processing previous emotions or previous experiences, or is it more about what you wish for to happen in the future?
This is a big combination of the past, experience of our life, of the past emotion of our life, of the past wish of our life, but also about our hope, our dream, about our future. All of this is mixing in ourselves. And during this dreaming period, again, we are in connection, especially with the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind, sometimes there are conflicts between what we have been educated to do and what we want to do. There is conflict between what are my own expectations and what is the expectation of people I live with. So there is, in all these things, they enter in conflict, and they are merging. And again, this subconscious mind is like a computer program. And this computer program during the dream is trying to reset itself. It's trying to clean the coding part to get a new one. And this is why during the dream sometimes there are a mix of stories, and sometimes they make sense, sometimes they do not make sense, and it shows that because again the body and the subconscious mind is processing different, very, very different type of information. And for the ancient Chinese, the dreaming part was very important. It was a moment of special connection with a part of ourselves that we are not conscious every day. And there is a psychoanalyst, which is called Carl Jung from Switzerland, which made the analysis of the dream central in his therapy. So his therapy is mainly about journaling our dreams. And when a dream appears, as soon as we start to have a slight wake up, is journaling these dreams, days after days. Because again, as our intuition, more we enter in contact with ourselves, more the little voice will start to speak to us. The dreams are the same. More we consciously connect with our dreams, more they will manifest, and more information they will give to us. So after a few days, after a few weeks, after a few months of journaling, we will understand a part of ourselves that sometimes we did not even knew about it. And then we will recognize that sometimes some decision we have made in our life, and sometimes some of our habits, of patterns, they do not completely belong to us. They belong a part to our parents, a part from even the oldest generation, a part to our culture, a part to our tradition, a part to our friends. And we have chosen the direction of our life sometimes with this influence. And sometimes we behave also accordingly to what we have seen in the past, and especially when we have been influenced when we were a young kid. And so to have an access to the subconscious mind will help us to sort all these things. And then to say, hey, who do I want to be? Do I still want to have the same behavior of my father when I'm in this situation? Do I still want to, at the next cornerstone of my life, if I should choose a professional career, me with myself now, would I choose the same path? Or did I choose this path because I've been encouraged, or because it was trendy, or because it was a way to make good money? But now with myself, caring about my personal needs and my personal, what make me happy, what make me satisfied about my life, would I take the same education path? Would I take the same professional career path?
I don't know. I think nobody knows.
Nobody knows, but that's why it's important this is a part which is important to explore. And because this leads us to self-realization, individualization. Who do I want to be? Because I have been born in a certain part of the world where there are this tradition in different aspects. But then I have my personal choice. Does this fit to me? Does this tradition, does this belief? If I was born in another family, maybe a family have another belief. What is right, what is wrong? The only answer, again, no one size fits all. Only my personal answer can be my own truth.
Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but I just wanted to ask you one last question. Do you have any advice or tips for us to sleep better, be able to rest more?
Yeah, the most important tips I have every day into consultation is, and this will lead to a good sleep, is to have in our agenda some slots of happy moments, happy action, things that make us enjoying life, because this is something that we miss in our daily life as a human being. Again, we come here to be happy, to enjoy life. But sometimes we act really as a robot. I have my alarm at this time. I take my breakfast this time, my shower, then I take the metro, the taxi, I go to my work, office, dang, dang, dang. Everything is very strict. And we end our day and we say, oh, usually we even do not ask ourselves, did I enjoy? And this is something that I would like to aware people or help people to think about it. When and what I can do in my life daily, even if it's 5 minutes morning time and 5 minutes before to go to bed, but take this 5 minutes when I wake up in the morning to feel that I'm happy to wake up this morning. What makes me feel to be happy? It can be make a hug to my kids. It can be singing, it can be dancing, it can be just observing the blue of the sky and the sunrise. But have a very simple but happy moment. It can be I enjoy my coffee, but I really enjoy my coffee, feeling that I'm really in life. And this will help us to have this happy moment as a starting point of the day. And this will be on the side to us during all the day. And the same before to go to bed, take few minutes for ourselves. The same to make it to have this happy moment, but very deep and happy moment. Just not doing it for doing it, but have very intense happy moment. So when we go to in our bed, we feel that wow, life is good. Even if I had just these 10 minutes of happy moment in my day, I feel good and I feel happy.
Today was a good day.
Today is a happy day. I'm very happy to share about this topic with you and to meet with you. So for me, every day is a good day.
Thank you very much, Marshall. That was very interesting and very helpful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coming up in our next episode, emotional intelligence, a skill that's not easy to master, but we hope to bring you just a few steps closer. Stay tuned. We're available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Anrami. Stay well and keep thriving.